Our planet Earth is an incredible place. It's a delicate balance of land, water, air, and life. This balance has kept Earth habitable for billions of years, but this balance is changing. Our planet is warming at an unprecedented rate. This warming is called climate change. Climate change is one of the most pressing issues facing humanity today. It's a global problem that requires global solutions. It's not just about hotter summers, it's about the future of our planet. It's about the air we breathe, the water we drink, and the food we eat. Understanding climate change is crucial. We need to know what's happening, why it's happening, and what we can do about it. This essay aims to explain the science of climate change in a way that's easy to understand. We'll explore the causes, the evidence, and the potential impacts of this global phenomenon. We'll also discuss solutions and how we can all be part of the change we need to see. Earth's temperature is determined by a delicate balance between energy received from the sun and energy radiated back into space. The sun's energy warms the Earth. Some of this energy is absorbed by the Earth's surface. The rest is radiated back into space as heat. This balance is maintained by our atmosphere. The atmosphere is a layer of gases surrounding the Earth. It acts like a blanket, trapping some of the heat and keeping our planet warm enough to support life. Without the atmosphere, Earth would be a frozen wasteland. However, too much heat trapped in the atmosphere can lead to warming. This is where the greenhouse effect comes into play. The greenhouse effect is a natural process that keeps Earth habitable. It's like a greenhouse that traps heat inside, keeping plants warm even in colder temperatures. Certain gases in the atmosphere, called greenhouse gases, trap some of the heat radiated from Earth's surface. These gases include carbon dioxide, methane, and water vapor. They act like a blanket, keeping the planet warm enough to support life. Without the natural greenhouse effect, Earth's average temperature would be about -18 degrees Celsius or 0 degrees Fahrenheit. That's much too cold for most life as we know it. The greenhouse effect is essential for life on Earth. However, human activities are increasing the concentration of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. This enhanced greenhouse effect is causing Earth's temperature to rise at an unnatural rate. Human activities are significantly increasing the concentration of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. This increase is primarily due to the burning of fossil fuels like coal, oil, and gas. When fossil fuels are burned, they release carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. These gases trap more heat, leading to a gradual warming of the planet. This process is often compared to adding extra blankets to a bed. It makes the Earth warmer. Deforestation also contributes to the problem. Trees absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Cutting down forests reduces the Earth's capacity to absorb carbon dioxide, leaving more of it in the atmosphere. These human activities are like turning up the thermostat on a global scale. The more greenhouse gases we emit, the warmer the planet gets. Section 5. The evidence is clear. Our planet is warming. The evidence for climate change is overwhelming and comes from multiple sources. Scientists have been collecting data on Earth's climate for decades. This data clearly shows that our planet is warming at an unprecedented rate. Global temperature measurements show an average increase of about 1 degree Celsius or 1.8 degrees Fahrenheit since the late 19th century. This warming trend is accelerating, with the last 4 decades being successively warmer. Sea levels are rising due to the melting of glaciers and ice sheets. The rate of sea level rise has doubled since the early 1990s. This rise poses a significant threat to coastal communities worldwide. Extreme weather events such as heat waves, droughts, floods, and intense storms are becoming more frequent and severe. These events have devastating impacts on human lives, infrastructure, and ecosystems. The evidence is clear: our planet is warming and human activities are the primary cause. Section 6. Rising tides and extreme weather. The consequences of change. The impacts of climate change are already being felt around the world. Rising global temperatures are causing a wide range of changes, including rising sea levels, more extreme weather events, and disruptions to ecosystems. Rising sea levels threaten coastal communities and infrastructure. As sea levels rise, coastal erosion increases and low-lying areas become more vulnerable to flooding. This poses a significant risk to millions of people living in coastal regions. Extreme weather events such as heat waves, droughts, floods, and intense storms are becoming more frequent and severe. These events can cause widespread damage, loss of life, and economic disruption. These are just some of the consequences of climate change. As global temperatures continue to rise, the impacts are expected to become more severe and widespread. Section 7. Impacts on life, from polar bears to people. Climate change is not just an environmental issue, it's also a social and economic one. It impacts human health, food security, water resources, and even national security. Rising temperatures can exacerbate air pollution, leading to respiratory problems and other health issues. Heat waves can be deadly, especially for vulnerable populations like the elderly and those with pre-existing health conditions. Changes in precipitation patterns can disrupt agriculture, leading to food shortages and price increases. Droughts can devastate crops and livestock, while floods can contaminate water supplies and damage infrastructure. Climate change is a threat multiplier, exacerbating existing social and economic inequalities. It disproportionately affects the poorest and most vulnerable communities, who often lack the resources to adapt to the changing climate. Section 8. A global challenge. We're all in this together. Climate change is a global problem that requires global solutions. It's a challenge that transcends national boundaries and requires international cooperation. Addressing climate change requires a multifaceted approach that involves reducing greenhouse gas emissions, adapting to the impacts that are already happening, and investing in research and development of new technologies. International agreements, such as the Paris Agreement, provide a framework for global cooperation on climate action. The Paris Agreement aims to limit global warming to well below 2 degrees Celsius or 3.6 degrees Fahrenheit, above pre-industrial levels, with efforts to limit the increase to 1.5 degrees Celsius or 2.7 degrees Fahrenheit. So Section 9. Turning the tide solutions for a sustainable future. While the challenges posed by climate change are significant, there is still hope. We have the knowledge, the technology, and the resources to transition to a more sustainable future. Reducing our reliance on fossil fuels is crucial. This can be achieved by investing in renewable energy sources like solar, wind, hydro, and geothermal power. Energy efficiency measures can also significantly reduce our energy consumption. Protecting and restoring forests is essential for absorbing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Sustainable land management practices can help to reduce deforestation and promote carbon sequestration. Investing in research and development of new technologies is crucial for finding innovative solutions to climate change. This includes developing carbon capture and storage technologies, as well as exploring geoengineering options. Section 10. What you can do. Every action counts. While it's easy to feel overwhelmed by the scale of climate change, it's important to remember that every action counts. We can all make a difference in our own ways. Reducing your carbon footprint is a great place to start. This can involve making small changes to your daily routine, such as using public transportation, biking, or walking instead of driving, reducing your energy consumption at home, and choosing sustainable products. Supporting businesses and organizations that are committed to sustainability is another important step. Look for companies that are reducing their environmental impact and advocating for climate action. Staying informed about climate change and talking to others about it is crucial for raising awareness and inspiring action. Share what you've learned with your friends, family, and community. Section 11. Conclusion. Our future is in our hands. Climate change is a defining challenge of our time. It's a global crisis that demands urgent action. The science is clear. Human activities are causing our planet to warm at an unprecedented rate, with potentially catastrophic consequences, but there is still hope. We have the knowledge, the technology, and the resources to transition to a more sustainable future. The choices we make today will determine the course of our planet for generations to come. By working together, we can address this global challenge and create a healthier, more sustainable future for all. Let's act now, before it's too late. Our future is in our hands.